Hey guys, it's Tom here. So what you're looking at here is a Columbia River knife and tool, Komoto. Now, Columbia River years ago, Ed Halligan designed a couple different knives for them. Stiff Kisses and Sweet Kisses were his designs. This is a sister knife to the C.R.K.T. 1 and C.R.K.T. 2. C.R.K.T. 1 I'll never touch because of the price, but I do have the C.R.K.T. 2. I bought it when it came out. Price on the knife when it first hit the market was $45, and that was in 1993, I believe it was. So in 1993, that was a $75, $80 knife back in them days. It was reviewed in Survival magazine back in the 90s to be every bit as durable as a K-bar. They, head-to-head with a K-bar, and they couldn't get the K-bar to snap, and they just held up actually a little bit better than a K-bar. So, the specs on this is an Aus 6-inch blade, and I love the design of the blade. The way that Tanto is set up, the extra strong tip on it with the swedge on top. We'll get to what this little lump is right here in a few minutes. So this is the parkerized finish. Parkerization was a great finish to use, or bead blasted, whatever you want to call it, back in the 90s for corrosion protection. It does have some little jimping on the guard wings, so you can actually grab a hold of it. And it's got a generous ricasso there, so you can, well, I'll show you in a few minutes. Nylon filled zytel handle. And you can see by the holes, the tang goes straight through. Now, the sheath here. Single stitch leather sheath. They did have a kydex sheath to it, but I cannot find one. This one is mint. This just came out of the box from, I guess you'd call it old nude stock. But as you can see, it's ambidextrous either way. Now, the C.R.K.T. 2 that I have, I've had it on, oh God, numerous camping trips, hunting trips, exploration trips, and kept an edge in it. It's held up forever. And that's a special knife, because what had happened with the C.R.K.T. I had given it to my son. My son had given it back to me. I was ready to sell the blade, so I sold it to one of his friends, who unfortunately got killed in a car accident. So 2 years after he passed away, I said to his father, I said, you know what, blah, blah, blah. I explained the knife. He got a hold of me 2 days later. He said, I found it. Do you want it back? And I said, well, if you don't mind, I understand it was your son's. And I explained the story to him. He said, I'll meet you tomorrow. Came down and gave me the C.R.K.T. back. So that knife is never going anywhere, because that was my son's. Was a very good friend of mine. Great kid. He really was. And my son's friend. So, and I've been looking for this knife for quite a while. And, it just popped out of nowhere on eBay, and I was like, wow. So I put a bid in on it. And then I found out that the knife is brand new in the box. I contacted the seller. I said, since nobody's bidding on the knife, can you give me a buy now? He said, yeah, sure. I said, how much you want for it? He said, I don't know. So how about $70? Sure, he got it. And for whatever reason, he charged me $69. So I'm not sure, but yeah. So I got it for a song. So now I have the pair. I have the C.R.K.T. and the sister. Someday I might own the C.R.K.T. 1. Who knows? So anyway, let me see if I can do this, because, the hand ain't working over here. There we go. So, with this knife, this here is actually the beginning version of a skull breaker. Okay? So you have this knife here with all these beautiful contouring. Look at that. This thing is like a razor. The tip on that knife, it's virtually indestructible. But when you flip the knife over, you begin to see it now. Perfectly flat on that side. Everybody wants to know why. Well, and the reason for this jimping is this. If you're fighting with this knife or you're using this knife, you put your hand out here, and you got that jimping on that guard so it doesn't slip, but you can lock this thing in rock solid. There's no hot spots on these knives. I've used that C.R.K.T for years. But now you got a rock solid purchase on a knife you can fight with, okay? Now if you flip the knife over, this is where that lump comes in at. See that lump? Finger fits in there perfectly. Now, from what I'm told, Ed designed this knife so that with the flat edge, this will slip between the ribs easier. This will slip into things easier. Don't forget, this is a combat knife. This isn't a hunting knife, so that's what it was designed to do. Otherwise, the knife weighs a little bit over 6 ounces. A little bit over 7 with the sheath.